We're going to get you some more scrolls so you can scroll out all your heroes, your legendaries, your epics, and your rares. Get those scrolls into them to make them stronger, to be better and more effective with their abilities. And it's not that difficult to do. If you're at 40 days like I am, I'm at 45th day, your account's getting pretty strong. You're actually getting strong here too in the elemental advantage. So do not slack on this. This is where you get additional resistance, additional accuracy, additional damage for your 5-team bonus, more additional damage for 5-team bonus, and then eventually you take less damage. Right now I'm taking 10% less damage on my fire and poison team. There's 3 dungeons we need to fight, and to fight them at the highest level, 240, they are really strong, but we're going to beat all 3 of them right now. If you don't know about the third one, you have to beat the 3-wave battles. Once you fight all those 3-wave battles, there's only 2, then you go to fight the Spider Queen. Once you beat the Spider Queen, it opens up a 3rd dungeon. So what we're going to do is go to each of these dungeons and beat it on level 240. That's this level right here, the hardest one out there, so we can get the most solvent to help us out with that elemental advantage that we saw earlier, to get us some gold, and then also a lot of pages. So we can go over here to the shop and just buy every week a whole bunch of rares, epics, and legendary scrolls. We're putting Sigrid in a flat defense rune down there at the very bottom because she fell over and died at the boss. This is the very first one, the Mist Dragon, the Green Dragon, probably the easiest one out of all 3. It is level 240, as you can see. If you put your guys at the top left, you're going to get decrease attack from the boss, from the dragon. If you put them down there where Hexandra is, you're going to get decreased defense. Now, I like the decreased attack. We do deal less damage, but we stay alive. With that decreased defense on, we're not going to stay alive for very long. And Latalis, that knocks back the ultimate gauge, you see it knocking back by 20% on that battle skill. We've got Hexandra doing healing. We've got decreased attack with Sigrid. We've got our main character doing fire, just damage. And then we've got Furbath to give us heals and to do a backup of decreased attack. So we kind of want decreased attack on pretty often, which we do. We have it kind of cycling pretty often. I'll show you the gear on everyone at the end of the video. We're going to run through all 3 of the dungeons. Here, you have to fight these guys until they're dead. The dragon won't come back out. You just fight them until they're dead, but you can run out of time. So we've got 8 minutes left. We don't want to run out of time for the whole entire dungeon. You'll do okay. You've got Sigrid, right? We've got debuffs up. We're going to pop everybody. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. So that's it for this dragon. This part of the dragon really wasn't a big deal. But this is the one that will hit and do that decreased attack, I believe, and the decreased defense on, see, decreased attack on everyone because we're up there at that part. But if you're down there where Hexandra is, you get decreased defense. And I don't think you're going to survive. So I'll go for the decreased attack. There we go. We fight this guy. He goes into his next form. And I think here's where we get hit kind of hard because we need the decreased attack up at certain times when the boss does that inhale and gets the buff. And then does that right after the inhale. So we got to make sure we've got that decreased attack up. Then I did it on full auto. I wasn't micromanaging my heals, which I probably should have been. And I wasn't really micromanaging my decreased attacks too often. Okay, no, I did. I started to. I looked at everything and I was like, okay, I need my decreased attack up at certain times. So Sigrid is firing off on her own, but we've got Furbath doing his decreased attack at a different time. Like right when this ultimate's up right here. Like now, let's go. Decreased attack, the boss is powering up. Actually, we didn't need it until now. So then the boss does a big hit. But after that big hit is the scary part, when it starts doing this, because it just hit us with that 1-2 punch. So we got to be ready for it. And we got to heal afterwards. We got our people doing damage. We've got Furbath and Hexandra doing heals. Again, it's really good to have Latalis in there. That's that other rare that you might not know about, but I've been using that rare everywhere because it does a big AoE heal blocking debuffs. It does decrease attack, the lower version, anytime it does damage. Then on its battle skill, it knocks back that ultimate gauge by 20%. So we're able to do more, right? We're able to get our heals back in there. We're able to do more damage to the boss, and we're able to survive. Get that decreased attack up more often and keep up with the boss. Although these bosses are pretty slow because their meter goes so slow. So if you did want to bring in a team where you're knocking back that ultimate gauge and slowing it, it's easier. It is. It's much easier. I didn't bring a Dree this time. I brought in a whole team of fire and poison. So we're taking 10% less damage. We're doing way more damage. I'm keeping it with that team composition, right? Now we're going to go over to the Violet Dragon. This boss is the hardest one, harder than the Spider Queen that we're going to do in just a minute. I had to use defense food. We're also bringing in Adolphus. He's going to give us a screen-wide HP shields, massive HP shields. I have the artifact on him that he's perfect with. I have enlightenment gear on him, and we've got our guys spaced out so they're not near each other. You cannot have anybody around you. Otherwise, when this boss does his big AoE right here, you're going to die. You absolutely will die. So you need somebody to run forward like we have right now with Furbath, and it needs to be somebody that can take care of themselves like Horus. And then we need some more healing. You could bring in additional healing, but we need somebody to do healing in a diamond shaped, or somebody that can do board wide healing like Adolphus is giving us these board wide shields to keep us alive. This boss is nuts compared to the Green Dragon and compared to the Spider Queen. Much, much harder. So we DPS him down. We get decreased attack up a lot because we need that to stay alive. And then eventually on his next phase, he's going to bring out these golems. He's going to bring those out. And whenever you see one with like a little electricity tying to him, make sure you kill that one so you can do damage to him faster, right? Kill that one. And then you'll be able to damage him because he goes immune to damage on this next phase. Here we go. Yeah. We take him down a little bit more. Same old song and dance. Decrease attack up everywhere. Get the shields up. Get the heals up. Man, Adolphus is so good. But we're also keeping within our poison and fire, our 5-team bonus. So we're taking 10% less damage and we're dealing way more damage. There's the one that's attached to him. So we're going to try to take out that one first so we can start doing damage to him again because he's immune to damage. Once we do that, we go to the next phase where he brings in the 2 in the back. And then we do it again there. Okay, easy times, right? Easy times if you can stay alive. If you can bring in multiple healers that are big, the diamond-shaped heals, shielders, any of that, right? You got to stay alive. This guy hits just crazy hard, and you got to have that decreased attack up, so keep that up as well. Then you got to have a way to be able to hit these guys with AoE or to put debuffs on them so Sigrid can hit them because it's hard to target them. You got to have somebody in here to, or you could do single target, and you could, you could do single target on your ultimates and target them, but you want to take them down kind of quick. Okay, we take him down. Now he turns into this dragon. And this dragon is no joke as well. Although the dragon has an extremely slow bar. An extremely slow bar. So again, if you can knock it down, if you can do the slow speed penalty on this bar, you're going to help yourself out a lot. And this isn't even the hard part. This is the easy part. Like the dragon right now charging up, he gets then 100% chance to crit. We don't even care. Like big deal. You're getting 100% chance to crit. No problem. We're not worried about that because doing all of the things that he's doing now aren't that menacing. What happens is once you bring him under 100,000 HP, he goes crazy. And then he just starts pounding you. AoE pound over and over and over again. So you've got to, it's like an enrage mechanic. You got to take him down then. So for now, we're just doing damage. We're keeping ourselves alive, doing damage. Those shields are massive. The healing is good. And we're doing our decreased attack from 3 different sources. We've got decreased attack from Furbath, we got decreased attack from Sigrid, and the smaller decreased attack from Latalis of 25%. It kind of got unlucky because it dropped under and then also had that 100% chance to crit, which did fall off, but it's going to cause us to take more damage. But we're pretty topped off. So just keep applying. Keep applying that decreased attack and pray that you can take him down before you die. But it looked pretty easy, right? It looks easy right now for my team. It does. I'll admit, it looked pretty easy. We didn't lose anybody. The harder fight was before fighting against the caster guy and taking him down and taking all his AoE. Once we got here, with all these shields and healing that we're getting, it's not bad. And the boss is dead. This is level 240. There's no higher one than this, and we get some sweet rewards. The spider's pretty hard because we got to do AoE damage. So I started re-gearing my Sigrid. All that stuff I did to make her tankier, I've taken that off now because we need to get that damage in. We got to kill these ads, these spiders, these eyeballs, a whole bunch of weird stuff that this boss puts behind us. We got to kill that before it consumes it. And it consumes at its ultimate. I don't know if we died on this run. We're going to beat it, but I don't know if this run was a fail run or a pass run. Then we just ate food to give us additional 10% attack and 15 accuracy. Because I need my debuffs up with Latalis, and then I need my damage in there with Sigrid. Right, there we go. Debuffs up. Sigrid's going to pop off on everybody. Decrease attack up on the boss is what we need as well to keep our Furbath alive because this boss hits hard. That single target damage on my tank, it's doing a lot of damage. So now all these spiders start to come out. And I'm saving my main tank to see if we can get decrease defense up. Right there. Is anybody with decreased defense up? A lot. Boom. Then we've got our main DPS, or not main tank, our main character, I'm sorry. We saved his ultimate to do some really good damage, to take out as many of these as we can, because right now the boss is doing its ultimate. It consumed 2, I think. Yeah, I got 2 stacks. 2 stacks of additional damage. We want to keep that down. So we got to kill everything in the back. Also, you notice that all of my people are pushed forward. I don't have anybody in the far back, because if you have somebody in the far back, when these eyeballs die, they will explode and kill. They'll kill anyone. So you can't do not put anybody 1 square back. Keep that whole row vacant. But they're all taking damage. We're all getting healed by Furbath. We're getting healed by Hexandra. And then we're waiting for Latalis to be able to get debuffs on everyone. Boom. Now we've got Sigrid firing off. And we've got our main character waiting to fire after Sigrid. Because right now I have the Crown or Witch's Remains on Sigrid to give her more accuracy. And it worked out pretty well. She's only got 3 stacks on right now. That's fine. But Furbath is going to start taking some serious damage. He's already taken a lot of damage. I had to make him tanky. And I had to make it so that he could heal himself on his ultimate. Now, I wasn't able to take these guys down. But I didn't stop the run and rerun it. I was like, I can win. I'm just going to record this. I've got to win. I'm going to record this. Furbath also doesn't have enough accuracy. I should have him with a little more accuracy. But I think right now is focusing on being tanky. Okay, we're doing damage to these little squids, and I think Sigrid dies. And I was like, what? Because look at the boss's HP. The boss is about to die. And then Sigrid fell over. I'm like, oh man, come on. Can I now just focus the boss? So from then on, I was like, look, I'm just going to do my ultimates on the boss. Only the boss. Because if the boss consumes those, big deal. All I got to do is a little more damage this next phase. It's got 6 stacks. We could take it out. So there we go. We beat it. No problem. So just remember, keep everybody forward. Get those debuffs up, get that decreased attack up, and make your tanks tanky along with your healers. I found this works the best for me whenever I'm tanking. When I need my tank to actually really tank and to stay alive, this is the best setup that I've found so far. Not putting my tank in this gear, putting my healer in this gear so that they'll absorb the damage. 15% of all the damage that everybody's tanking. I know you also negate 15% damage reduction when you have this set on. But it's worked out way better for me for my healer, for Hexandra, to absorb 15% of everyone's damage, and then to have my tank in this gear that when they do their ultimate, they get 20% of their max HP. This is keeping my tank alive. And of course, I've got defense. I've got defense down here instead of accuracy on that run. On the other runs, I'm pretty sure I had accuracy because I didn't need him as tanky as I needed him against the Spider Queen. And then we've got the banner on to keep him alive as well. And, you know, he does more healing. Whenever he's got more defense, he does more healing for his battle skill. But for me, this has really helped me. Any kind of dungeon that I'm running right now, even if I use Hexandra as my main tank and say something like Ancient Battlefield or Heretical Runes, then I put Hexandra in the other gear. Then when she does her ultimate, she heals herself by 20%. And then I put somebody else in this gear. My other healer that I have with us, I put him in this gear to absorb all the damage from her and from everybody else, you know, when she's tanking. Sigrid, I've just got her kind of in the normal gear that I always have her in. I have her in the Platinum Knight set to get 30% additional damage. We've got attack, we've got crit rate, and then we've got accuracy here, critical damage usually here, and then normally I don't really run with Witch's Remains on her, but I needed accuracy. It could be the Crown as well. Whatever you've got leveled up. Put the Crown on, that's fine. But I needed more accuracy, and then, of course, you know, getting that decreased defense helps out. This is 50% decreased defense. This is 30% decreased defense. Use whatever you have. We have Latalis decked out with a Gambler set with a whole bunch of accuracy substats, so we can get some accuracy here. We have Latalis in the Crown, and then we've got accuracy over there, and then some additional critical damage and accuracy so we can get up all the debuffs that Latalis does. So then Sigrid can fire on everybody. Plus we get that decreased attack up. 50% chance anytime this hero does damage, we get a chance to put this decreased attack that helps. And then here we're knocking back that ultimate gauge by 20%. Then I think we had my main character in one run doing some pretty sweet damage in fire. He just had another Platinum Knight set on with attack, crit rate, critical damage, same old stuff, right? Attack here, and then we had this Dragon Blood on to give him another 20% crit rate from time to time. And then on that one run, we had Adolphus, right? Adolphus is good. Adolphus is so good. If you got this guy, level him up. Use him and gear him out like this. He's level 95. He's got the crown on. This crown is built for him. It gives him defense, enlightenment, and then it makes his shields 15% stronger. If you can get the crown, if you have him, use this. And then on him, I've got enlightenment here on his chest piece, enlightenment there on the rune. And then we've got defense over here to keep him alive. We have more defense on the gloves, and we just put in a set to give him enlightenment. I was just looking for enlightenment substats. There are better sets, like you could do a set over here, a 2-piece set of this to give him attack and enlightenment, but I was kind of going for just whatever I had with defense is what I had available here with enlightenment, 2 good hits in enlightenment. Then we had a helmet here with 1 hit in enlightenment, but we get skill haste, so that's still great to have. And then this 2-piece set gave us enlightenment plus HP. And it worked out really well because I think this is really one of my very few enlightenment chest pieces. But we've got 428 total enlightenment. He shields like a madman, and then if he gets double shields up, he can heal. Like if he shields somebody that already has a shield on, he can heal them as well with this passive here. But he does put up a lot of shields, and these shields are fat and they're board wide. If they were only this 3x3, I wouldn't consider him to be that strong, because then we need our allies clumped up together. But that's what he does for damage, the 3x3. The shield is everybody on the board no matter where they're at. Some really fat shields, especially built like this. So use Adolphus. This guy is really top tier. Those are all my runs. I've got a lot of these poem pages now. I can get a whole bunch of scrolls. I'm actually enjoying being able to do this. These scrolls go over from season to season. When we level up when we scroll out our heroes, they stay scrolled. So keep doing this. Every season, pretty soon, you're going to have a whole bunch of heroes scrolled out. At least all the meta ones, all the good ones, and all the rares, right? We're able to pick up a whole bunch of rares. And the first purchase of a rare scroll and the first purchase of an epic scroll every week is discounted. Hope that helps you out. Let me know your thoughts on all these dungeons down below. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you all in a video soon.